Most gardeners, stay loyal to rice water, cornstarch mixes, and other kitchen leftovers because they seem to work, until you try something so powerful, so nutrient-dense, and so biologically alive that it makes those old tricks look like child's play. The first time I used this soil superfood, the change was dramatic. Plants that were slow and stubborn suddenly woke up, pushed new growth, deepened in color, and rooted like they had something to prove. This isn't hype, it's a shift every gardener deserves to experience. The soil superfood I'm talking about is fermented plant juice, often shortened to FPJ, and once you understand what it is and how it works, you'll never look at rice or corn hacks the same way again. Fermented plant juice is unlike typical homemade fertilizers because it doesn't rely on starch, sugars, or basic kitchen nutrients. Instead, it captures the living energy, enzymes, growth hormones, and micronutrients of healthy young plants and concentrates them into a liquid that your soil and crops respond to instantly. When applied, FPJ does three things at once. It feeds soil microbes, strengthens plant immunity, and accelerates growth in a way that looks almost unfair. And this is where it beats rice water and corn water every single time. Those tricks feed plants only mildly, but FPJ wakes up the entire soil ecosystem, giving you a much deeper and longer-lasting effect. The strength of your FPJ depends on the health and vigor of the plants you choose. Young, actively growing leaves carry the highest concentration of auxins, cytokinin, and natural enzymes, so they create a superior extract. Plants that work incredibly well for this include fast-growing weeds, sweet potato vines, pumpkin tips, amaranth, or any tender green shoots. The goal is simple: harvest plant material when it's bursting with life. This is what gets transferred into your soil, and this is why the results are so extraordinary. Many gardeners get FPJ wrong because they guess the ratios, but for master gardeners and anyone who wants consistent results, precision matters. Here is the exact measurement that gives the cleanest, strongest extract. Use 1 kilogram of fresh plant material and 1 kilogram of brown sugar. Chop the plant material into small pieces and mix thoroughly with the sugar until liquid begins to draw out. Pack the mixture into a clean container, press it down firmly, and cover the opening with a breathable cloth. Let it ferment in a shaded spot for 7 days. After a week, the plant juices will have separated from the solids. Strain the liquid and store it in a clean bottle. This is your concentrated soil superfood. To use the FPJ on your garden, you'll want to dilute 2 tablespoons of FPJ in 1 liter of clean water. This is honestly the ideal strength for most plants, as it lets them take up those growth hormones without any stress. And if you need a larger batch, just mix 100 milliliters of FPJ with 5 liters of water. Rice water is mostly starch, while corn water is primarily carbohydrate. They feed microbes a little bit and, provide a small nitrogen bump. But FPJ contains bioavailable nutrients that plants can absorb immediately, plus natural growth regulators that actually trigger rapid cell division. What truly sets FPJ apart is how it boosts microbe activity. When the soil life really explodes, nutrient cycling becomes a lot faster, root development intensifies, and plants begin producing richer foliage and stronger stems. Rice and corn water just can't compete with this level of biological complexity. FPJ also improves leaf color, flower formation, and fruit quality because its hormones communicate directly with plant tissues. It's like giving your garden a concentrated dose of nature's own intelligence. Once you start using fermented plant juice regularly, you'll notice that your soil becomes softer, darker, and more crumbly over time. This happens because FPJ naturally encourages microbial diversity. These microbes chew on organic matter, break down minerals, and release nutrients in the exact form that plants crave. This is where gardeners using rice and corn mixes often get stuck. the soil improves only slightly on the surface. FPJ works deeper, repairing poor soil and creating long-term fertility. Whether you garden in clay, sand, or exhausted garden beds, FPJ slowly restores balance and builds structure. So, the best time to apply FPJ is early morning or late afternoon, when plant pores are open. Young plants honestly respond incredibly well because they're in active growth, but mature crops also show noticeable vigor. Apply the diluted FPJ weekly by watering directly into the soil or just misting it onto the leaves. If you're, say, rehabilitating tired soil, it's best to drench the ground generously every 2 weeks. Within about 1 month, most gardeners report changes in leaf color, increased root mass, and, visible boosts in growth speed. Gardeners growing fruiting plants will appreciate that FPJ helps maintain steady plant energy throughout the season, resulting in more consistent flowering and better fruit set. Even ornamentals, honestly, respond with lush foliage and healthier bloom cycles. One of the most satisfying parts of using FPJ is realizing that the weeds taking over your yard can actually be transformed into valuable fertilizer, because weeds grow so vigorously and, continuously, they hold an immense amount of nutrients. Instead of just discarding them, you convert them into a growth-boosting tonic. This recycling of energy is one reason FPJ is considered a master gardener's secret weapon. It turns every part of your garden into a resource. Whether you grow vegetables, fruit trees, herbs, ornamentals, or container plants, FPJ adapts effortlessly. It shines in organic gardens, revives struggling beds, enhances compost, and supports seedlings without burning them. The versatility alone makes it far superior to single-use hacks like rice or corn water. FPJ does not introduce pests, does not attract ants, and does not create foul odors when prepared correctly. It is clean, shelf-stable, and cost-free once you get the hang of it. The first time you water with this soil superfood, you might not see anything, but by the second or third application, the transformation starts to whisper. Leaves firm up, new shoots appear faster, soil becomes springy. Soon the whole garden feels more alive, more responsive, and more vibrant. Once you experience this, you'll understand why gardeners who discover FPJ never return to rice or corn methods again. It's not just an improvement, it's a complete upgrade.